Welcome to the channel with your friend Blessed Row. Southern cooking is the best, that's one thing we all know. Most comforting meals that everyone will love. Join Blessed Row, her cooking comes from the good heart. Recipes so good, you just might get hooked. Join now, Blessed Row Cooks.
Welcome to Blessed Row Cooks. Today, I am going to be cooking this delicious Cajun shrimp pasta. If you like the way this deliciousness looks, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me. Sit back and enjoy the video. This dish is delicious. It's easy to prepare. You don't have to use a lot of ingredients, and you can also make this in a keto-friendly, low-carb version. I have my shrimp. I'm going to start with a tablespoon of oil in my shrimp. These shrimp have been washed, cleaned, and deveined, and they have the tails removed. So after I put my oil in, I'm going to put all of my seasonings in. I have my seasonings together. All of the seasonings that I'm using today will be listed in the description box below. The seasonings and the amount that I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and put my seasonings in, and I'm going to let my shrimp be marinating while I'm doing the rest of my preparation. Today I'm going to be cooking the Penne rigate pasta. The rigate pasta has the grooves in it. It's just the penne with the grooves in it. And the grooves help to hold on to the sauce. Here I have my chicken bouillon cubes. I'm using Weilers today, and I am putting in 4 chicken bouillon cubes. You can use the chicken bouillon of your choice, or you can omit the chicken bouillons and just use salt. But you definitely want to make sure that your water is salted. Now you can taste your water after you put your chicken bouillon in and see if you need to add more salt, but you definitely do not want to cook your pasta in unsalted water unless you have some kind of salt restriction. Boil your pasta in the amount of time suggested on the box. For me, mine was 7 minutes. I'm using my big skillet today, and I'm going to be adding in 2 tablespoons of margarine and 2 tablespoons of butter. Both of them are salted. You can use oil instead of margarine if you prefer. The reason I'm using margarine is because I don't want to use the oil. The margarine has the butter flavor, and it helps with the heat point because butter does burn faster than the margarine. If you have something against margarine, some people don't like using it. So if you don't want to use margarine, use olive oil in its place. After my butter margarine combo gets melted, I'm going to go ahead and add in my shrimp. I'm going to put them on one layer so that they can cook evenly, and I'm going to be flipping the shrimp one at a time. We're going to cook them on this side for about a minute. I'm going to flip them over and let them cook for another minute or two. Now that the shrimp have finished cooking on this side, I'm going to go ahead and remove them from the pan. And to the pan, I'm going to add me 2 more tablespoons of butter. And it's going to cook with, oh, look at that. It's going to melt. And then we're going to have all that yummy deliciousness. Look at that. Okay, so to this yummy deliciousness, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. And I'm going to cook the garlic until it becomes fragrant because we don't want burnt garlic. We're going to cook it until it becomes fragrant. And then we're going to add in our heavy whipping cream. Look at all that creamy, delicious goodness. If you have never made a sauce with heavy whipping cream, go ahead and give it a try. Heavy whipping cream is so versatile. You can use it in so many ways. But anyway, so I'm putting in my heavy whipping cream. And now after I do that, I got to go ahead and season up my sauce some. So I'm going to add in some black pepper. I'm going to add in some salt. And I'm going to add in some more of the Cajun seasoning. I'm going to be adding in 4 tablespoons of the Cajun seasonings. You can add in more or less. It depends on what Cajun seasoning you're using. Okay,
Tablespoon
so
of
also
parsley.
with the salt, if your Cajun seasoning is salty, then you don't want to add too much because we got the seasoning with the salt, and also we're going to have some cheese with the salt. So I would suggest holding the salt back until you finish adding all of your seasonings in, and then taste it and see if you need to add some more salt in, because you don't want to ruin your dish by making it too salty. Now, right here, this is also optional. It is broccoli. I love broccoli. So I put some broccoli in mine. If you don't like broccoli, you can leave the broccoli out. You can also put in some spinach, or you can put in no vegetables at all. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my delicious shrimp back in. And I'm adding the juices that came out with the shrimp. Putting that back in, I'm going to let this cook for about another minute. It's going to get heated well through, and it's going to bring together some deliciousness. And I'm going to go ahead and add in me 1/4 of a cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And this Parmesan cheese is really good. It's not the kind in the can, but it's the grated Parmesan. It is so good. So if you never use that kind, try that too. But if you like the kind in the can, use that. Use your favorite Parmesan cheese, because you know you're eating it. You and your family gonna eat it. I would, however, suggest stepping out of your comfort zone, especially if you're following a recipe that you've never tried before. Now I'm adding in my penne rigate, which is the penne pasta with the grooves, and that helps the sauce stick to the pasta better. So you can add in as little or as much pasta as you want to your dish. You're seeing how much I add into mine, and this was really, really good, y'all. It was really good. But anyway, if you wanted to have more sauce, add less. If you want to have a drier noodle, add more. But I would add in just what I added in right here. This is the consistency of this, because it was so good. But I'm getting ready to go ahead and plate this pasta up and show y'all how delicious it looks. I'll be right back. Here it is, guys. Here is my Cajun shrimp pasta. If you like pasta, if you like shrimp, if you like Cajun, this dish was so good. If you like pasta, this was a really, really good dish. You can add more Cajun seasoning to it if you want it to be spicier. If you taste it and it's not to your spiciness, you can add less if it's too spicy for you, because you're using your Cajun seasoning and you know your preference. But this was so, so good. Give it a try today. Now, I also have this low carb version that I'm showing you now. This is basically the same recipe, just without the noodles. There's no sugar in this, and it has creamy deliciousness, stuff that's used in low carb keto cooking. And so you can, if you want, looking for a low carb keto dish, try this. It's so good. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you would like to see more from Blessed Row Cooks, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up. Have a blessed and beautiful day. And remember to put God first in everything that you do.
We watching Blessed Row Show. Cook is what she like to do. Stay here if you like it too. Turn up your cell phone. We watching Blessed Row Show. Hey, what you watching?